Coded Bias is a 2020 documentary film that investigates the bias in algorithms used in facial recognition technology and other artificial intelligence systems. The film follows the work of Joy Buolamwini, a MIT Media Lab researcher who has found that facial recognition software is more likely to misidentify people of color than white people. Buolamwini's findings have led her to become a leading voice in the fight against algorithmic bias. The film also features interviews with other experts in the field of AI, including Cathy O'Neil, a former data scientist at Google, who has written extensively about the dangers of big data. O'Neil argues that algorithms are often biased because they are trained on data that is itself biased. This can lead to algorithms that discriminate against certain groups of people, such as people of color, women, and the poor. One of the most striking examples of algorithmic bias in Coded Bias is the case of Amazon's facial recognition software. Amazon's software was found to be more likely to misidentify women and people of color than white men. This led Amazon to halt the development of its facial recognition software for law enforcement use. Another example of algorithmic bias in Coded Bias is the case of Compass, a risk assessment tool used by the criminal justice system. Compass was found to be more likely to predict that black defendants were likely to re-offend than white defendants, even when the black defendants had lower scores on the tool than the white defendants. This led to many black defendants being incarcerated unnecessarily. The film also explores the current situations of people, government, and corporate in relation to algorithmic bias. In terms of people, the film highlights the ways in which algorithmic bias can impact people's lives, such as by leading to wrongful arrests or denial of employment. In terms of government, the film discusses the need for governments to regulate the use of algorithmic bias in order to protect people's rights. In terms of corporate, the film calls on corporations to be more transparent about how they use algorithms and to take steps to mitigate bias in their algorithms. Coded Bias is a sobering film that raises important questions about the future of AI. The film argues that we need to be more aware of the potential for bias in algorithms and that we need to take steps to mitigate this bias. Otherwise, AI could be used to reinforce existing inequalities and create new ones. The film is well made and informative. Kantaya does a good job of explaining complex concepts in a way that is accessible to a general audience. The film is also timely, as there is growing concern about the potential for bias in AI. The film is an important wake-up call that we need to be more careful about how we use this technology. The film is well made and informative. The film raises important questions about the future of AI. The film features interviews with leading experts in the field of AI. The film provides concrete examples of how algorithmic bias is being used to discriminate against people. Overall, Coded Bias is an important and eye-opening film.